Hi, I'm John Maxwell. When the top companies in the world are looking for trainers, speakers, and coaches, there's one name that stands above the rest, and that's Maxwell Leadership. Our certified team members have gotten proven results for companies all over the globe, and our reputation, I'm proud to say, is second to none. Some of our members have risen to the top of their profession, including the one you're going to meet today. I proudly introduce you to my friend Bob Fabian Zinka.
Welcome to the Leadership and Success Podcast with your host, Coach BZ, where we help you lead with purpose and succeed with impact. If you're ready to grow into the kind of leader others want to follow, this podcast is for you. If you're determined to elevate your success and leave a lasting legacy, this podcast is for you. As my mentor, Dr. John C. Maxwell reminds us, everything rises and falls on leadership. Our goal is simple: to inspire you, challenge you, and equip you with insights that can transform the trajectory of your leadership journey. Welcome aboard to another episode of the Leadership and Success Podcast with Coach BZ.
I feel like what you've been doing is pretty innovative. Where did that come from?
When we took that obligation from our investors, we went back and we actually started working backward and trying to understand what is the one big problem that we are going to be fixing. So we went on a rabbit hole of customer interviews. I personally interviewed over 300 CIOs and CTOs. Identified what's the problem that they're facing, why is it that it's a problem, and how is it going to be evolving, and so on. So we joke with our internal team that we have better data than Gartner about the industry that we are operating in. So with that, now we understand what the problem is, who we are supposed to be targeting, and what is the end goal with it. Speak with your potential customers as much as you can. Eliminate your conviction. Like, your conviction means nothing. You are 99% of the time you're wrong and you haven't understood what the problem is. So speak with your customers or potential customers, understand the problem.
I'm such a huge proponent, and I love that you said that you did 300 interviews with everybody, because very few people do that, and everybody thinks they know the market, and you don't know until you've asked people the questions.
You can know the market, right? For us, we knew
All right, that was a little teaser from our guest. And today, welcome to the Leadership and Success Podcast. I believe this is episode 117, season 5. I can't believe it. So, as is our custom here, we're going to start with our moment of gratitude. So, as you know the drill, we want to start just for one moment every single time we meet. What is one thing that you are grateful for? It might help to maybe close your eyes, put yourself in your happy place, take a deep breath, and think about one thing you are grateful for right in this very moment. And today, I am really grateful for what we represent here in the US. We are really a true melting point. And I think our diversity really is our strength, right? A multi-racial, multi-ethnic, democratic republic. I believe the best country in the world. It's been 250 years. We're going to be celebrating in July. So I am really, really grateful for America. I was born in Africa. I'm French by culture, and I chose to be a U.S. citizen. And I thank God for this country every single day. And I pray that we continue to be that light, that shining light in the wilderness, the light upon the hill, like President Reagan used to refer to us. So let us know in the comment, please, where you are joining us from, what city, what state, and if outside of the US, which country, since we are a global show now. And also let us know what you are grateful for in the comment. And if you have a question for my guest, please type it in the comments, and we will be answering your questions live today on LinkedIn and YouTube. All right, let me see if I can properly introduce our guest. Today's episode is Built Under Pressure, the making of a global founder. Yagub Rahimov is a globally recognized AI cybersecurity entrepreneur, investor, and technology leader focused on building trust, security, and governance for the next generation of artificial intelligence system. As founder and CEO of Polygraf AI. Jacob is really helping organizations tackle some of the most urgent challenges in AI: AI security, AI governance, data protection, AI hallucination detection, digital trust, integrity, and responsible AI innovation. From multiple startup exit to building cutting edge AI trust infrastructure in Austin, Texas, Jacob's journey reflects the resilience, discipline, and relentless execution required to compete on a global stage. Part of what you're going to be learning today is why trust is becoming the defining issues of the AI era, but also why innovation without accountability really creates long term risk. So, without any further ado, please help me welcome to the Leadership and Success Podcast, the one and only Yagub Rahimov. All right, Jacob, welcome to the Leadership and Success Podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm very grateful to you actually with such a crazy, amazing praise that you just shared, and I'm from the bottom of my heart. I
Thank you.
appreciate you. Thank you.
It's really a great honor and privilege to finally be speaking to you. I think it's been almost 2.5 weeks we've been trying to make this thing happen. But maybe to get started with the audience, can you tell us one thing you are grateful for today?
I'm just grateful to be alive. Uh, that itself is uh, more than anything else, right? I'm grateful to be alive and taking that breath that the Lord gave me, the
Yes.
ability to do so. Life is not material, Bob.
Mm,
Life is the values and life is the energy. Like look at ourselves. We
yes.
are just matters made out of water and salt.
Mm-hmm.
That we are a living, breathing battery. And when the
Yes.
battery dies, that whatever you are grateful, it goes with it. So it all
Mm.
comes on making the best out of it during that battery's life.
Wow, that is a very powerful metaphor. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, because sometimes I feel like we don't have the right priorities. And it seems like in Silicon Valley, where I am after the pandemic 2020, it looks like people will prioritize what was very important: relationship and, things that really matter. But right now, it seems like we are going back to the way it used to be prior to the pandemic, unfortunately. But what is something about you, Yagub, that most people may not know when they meet you for the first time?
Um, I live my three values. But I live with, and for many old school people, they'll laugh at it that, of course, you have to live by it. For me, it's God, family, country.
Hmm, powerful.
And I'm not playing around it. Family values are extremely important for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to be able to say thank you, Lord, for giving me the today's breath,
Yes.
give me the power for tomorrow.
Hmm.
And you mentioned the word republic. That republic is the final stand today between the world's stability and our failure. If we fall, the world falls with it.
Yes.
Um, and country, therefore. So
Hmm.
God, family, country, and I hope that today, we will talk about some technology, some security, and perhaps some national security with it as well.
Yes. Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I know a big portion of my audience, we are in high tech, Silicon Valley, and the US military as well. So I think you are like the perfect guest to be talking to us today. I am so grateful you are here. And by the way, I do have to acknowledge this. We have our first comment on LinkedIn from Calvin Green. He says he's coming from Maryland and he's grateful for the rain today. And I know, Yagub, you've lived in Silicon Valley before. We had a big need for rain in this area. And whenever it rains, I am always so grateful. The only problem is people don't know how to drive in the rain in Silicon Valley, but we need it so badly. So I guess one of the first questions I'm going to ask you, Jacob, is before Polygraph AI, before the funding rounds and AI security, who were you growing up, and what experiences shaped your ambition?
Oh, wow, I need to go all the way back. Uh, I, I, I was born in in Azerbaijan. If you don't know where Azerbaijan is, it's kind of like the last European country-ish, right in between the craziest spot on earth, between Russia, Iran, Turkey, Caspian Sea, and Armenia and Georgia are there as well.
Yes.
And I was born right around the time that the Soviet Union was collapsing. So I've seen literally poverty, the famine, not being able to find food overall. But my family, I was born in a family of a teacher and a photographer, a physics teacher for high school and a photographer. My family took the liberty and made a decision for me that I should study instead of trying to make anything of life. But when you see that your family is struggling, you also do many other things behind as well. I ended up going to boarding school. It was a Turkish high school. Because of that, I actually speak fluent Turkish as well. And I started kind of like serving the tourists, etc., in my weekends. And long story short, 2005, I was picked by the U.S. State Department, and as a part of the Future Leaders Exchange Program, Flex.
Wow.
And I was actually sent to California, to not San Francisco Bay, but believe it or not, initially Riverside County and then to Imperial County. I don't think that if you really love someone, don't send someone to go to Imperial County, Imperial City. It's not the beach; it's the Imperial. It's really hot. Very few things really happening there. But when I was in the Temecula area, I lived with a family who loved trading. So I learned from him how to trade. His name, may he rest in peace, his name was Nicholas Chestopol. He was a former serviceman who served in Germany, a Jewish guy. He had some wealth, but he would work crazy day and night. At the beginning, I didn't understand him personally. I thought that he was just, nickel and diming everything and trying to just make money. But later on, I learned that he actually had a mission on the nations and so on, making his life goal that he was pushing it. I learned how to trade, went back home, made money, basically trading, actually faking it under my dad's identity because I was underage, and dropped out of college and ended up actually getting a scholarship by the Republic of Azerbaijan, the president's decree. I went to the Netherlands. I actually dropped out of college to some degree in there again and started my first company. Exited it, went back to school, graduated it. Somehow I aced everything. And then ended up writing my thesis on affiliate modules in retail finance and distributed it among the majority of the retail finance brokerages. Brokerages are the correct word, actually. And got headhunted by a broker in Cyprus, lived in there a little bit, and saw while I was more involved in the brokerages on the other side of the business, not as a trader, but someone is seeing behind the scenes, I saw a few things that didn't really settle well with me personally. That many of the brokerages, they had A book, B book as an example. They had market maker or STP accounts or OTC accounts, etc. They would look at you and put you a risk score, and with that, they would bet against you and so on. So I left the brokerage overall and basically got committed to fight against any fraud and anything around. It started my second company,
Yes.
Seven Markets, and we whistleblowed many of the failures of the industry. I've actively played a critical role with reporting failures of the brokerages and so on.
Wow.
And we built some other ML tools in the middle, like 2017, I was in Boston, 16, 17, during the elections, where I saw literally fake news coming on both directions, left and right,
Wow.
and went back home. I was
Yeah, I believe that was President
It was
Trump and Hillary Clinton at the time.
correct, and I'm not going to talk any politics. It just
Yes.
was insane to see how much fake news was there.
Mm-hmm.
I went home and I built a fake news detection algorithm. It was
Wow.
that would detect fake news and put scores on what you can actually impartially, whether you are blue, red, green, yellow, doesn't matter. It
Yes.
would put a score on it on the trust.
Nice.
And built a number of things. And in short, in 2020, I came to the US to speak at South by Southwest here in Austin, where I'm calling my home today. But neither South by, I landed here 29th of February, and my goal was to spend 5 to 10 days here to potentially expand to the US for my previous company. But within a few days, the event got canceled. I want to say the world and the country got canceled because of COVID.
Yeah.
And I got stuck here. That led to the exit of my previous company, Seven Markets. And here we are running Polygraf.
That's really amazing. Wow. But now,
You mentioned something. I want to just leave a line in here. I'm a person who have lived in half of the world and traveled more than half of the world.
yes,
I've never seen such a great country as the US.
that's
I've
amazing.
never been to a place that, you can be whomever you want, whatever you want, do whatever you want to do. This is the country of not just the dreams, but opportunities. This
Yes.
is the country of, God's given grace, if you will. Look, neither of us was born here. Both of us have done something on national security level and so on.
Yes.
I would not be able to go to your country and easily be able to do what I'm doing by saying your country where you were born.
Correct.
I'm referring to what I'm doing today.
Yes.
I would not be easily welcomed. In here, you can do whatever you want as long as you do it great, as long as you do it honorably. You will be welcomed and you will handle it.
That is so true. And that's why 21 years ago, right, after 9/11, I decided to join the Navy because I really didn't want our way of life here to change. No, I wasn't a citizen at the time, but my wife and my kid on the way would be. But yeah, you are correct. There's definitely no greater country in my experience as America. It's definitely a country worth fighting for sure. But now, having shared your entrepreneurial journey, right? So you've built multiple company and exit. Looking back, what early struggles most prepared you for entrepreneurship? Anybody who's listening right now who thinks maybe they want to try becoming an entrepreneur?
I'll actually share my true reason why I became one, and then full disclosure: anyone with sane mind should not be an entrepreneur. It's for insane people
Yeah.
because you have to literally disconnect from everything else. Right? You have to be obsessed with the thing that you are doing.
Yeah.
This is actually a little kind of hard for me, but I don't think that I can hide it. I don't think that I can fake out, like give a fake reasoning. I was around maybe 7, 8 years old. I think I was just around 8, if I'm not mistaken. And we were living in an apartment building, 8, 9 neighbor kids in one building, a small apartment. In total, we had 4 apartments on the ground floor, and the second floor we had 4 apartments. One was empty, so seven in total occupied.
Mm-hmm.
And every kid got a bike. I came home and I asked my dad, I want a bike too. And my dad turned and told me, do you want it or do you need it?
Mm.
And I started honestly crying. And I said, I want it and I need it. My dad actually gave it to me a month or so later, that during the summer break. End of the summer break, I actually didn't ride that bike at all. But here is the crazy part. I pretty much did not see my dad for over a year.
Really?
Because Azerbaijan at that time, at least the part that we were living in, it was not really well-established place. It was after the Soviet break and so on. People were struggling. So he had to take a second job to be able to afford and buy me that bicycle, which was actually a $90 bike.
Wow.
So he had to take a night shift of being a guard at a building of someone else's to be able to support it. For me, at the beginning, I didn't understand it. I said, I don't want to be my dad. I was too stupid, sorry for my language.
Yeah. Sorry.
Too naive to understand the life as a kid, I guess. That's the beginning of it. But now I look back, he actually did a big sacrifice for doing it for me.
Yes.
A few years later, I actually started, ever since I'm around 10-ish, I actually make more money than my dad does. And that has pushed me forward to see the things and so on. And as we have grown forward, as I have grown forward, I've seen other failures in life as well. And that has led me, in a cyber world specifically, I've ended up earning a weird nickname of Mr. Paranoid as an example, which is, I'm actually growing into it in a way, like getting used to it as well.
Yes.
So that's the beginning, in short. I don't want to just bore anyone further around it.
No, that's quite fascinating. And what do you think that moment? I guess you were about 8, 9 years old, and you finally got your bike. What did that create in you? Like what? I know you were still very, very young, so maybe it wasn't quite definitive. But what were you thinking? What were you feeling? And what decision did you make?
I cannot really recall something. I just was so angry that I was not seeing my dad.
Yeah.
And I was thinking that he just didn't love me or something. Like,
Whereas it was working for you. Yeah.
but you gotta grow up a little to see the perspective in there. He was doing that because of me, not.
Yes.
I was the one which caused it, right?
Yes.
And for me, I just didn't want to live with it.
Wow. Thanks for sharing that. But was there a moment, a defining moment, where you realized that you actually wanted to build companies instead of just being an employee?
So I've been an employee as well of a few companies in the past. I worked with Mobile, which was a big telco. I've worked with Diversity Europe. I've worked with a few brokerages and so on and so forth. In the main thing that always attracts me personally is that there is one thing that I'm obsessed with, and it starts hurting me. And it starts hurting me to a level that I start doing it. I start
Yes.
fixing it, and then somehow it attracts other people who are similar to me. That it seems like it's not just my problem; it's your
Mhm.
problem too, and it's his problem too.
Yes.
And that, like Polygraph, I didn't start it by saying like, I have a pitch deck, let me go start raising money and see what I can do. People actually
Mm.
started wiring money to my personal account at the beginning. We had to create a company to be able to, so that it doesn't come up as, it wasn't money for me, it was money for my mission,
Yes.
right?
Wow.
So we built basically the people who are believing and agreeing with your mission, and that would be my kind of uh, message for anyone who is listening here. I think we have Daniel joining from Florida as well.
Yes.
So don't do something just because you think that there is money on it, because you will get
Mm.
bored out of money part very soon, because you will see that things are actually very difficult in, there is an obstacle of some sort. But if something really
Yes.
hurts you in here, in your heart and in your brain, and you cannot sleep and it
Mm.
bothers you all the time, you will find a way to go deliver it.
Wow. That is really powerful. You remind me of something my mentor Mike Murdoch had said. Like your pen decide your goals, and usually I think either your passion or your pen will have an end is about what you are supposed to be doing with your life. Wow, that is quite powerful. And you already mentioned earlier, right? For you to become an entrepreneur, you have to be a little bit insane, or sometimes you said a little bit crazy. Can you expand a little bit on that?
I mean, like, look, you want to work for free?
Not the same person, yeah.
Just that one thing, right? Can
Yes.
you like literally go work for free for years, or live on and maybe
Mm.
half a noodle a day?
Yeah, but when we look at books and in the media, we talk about people who've started a business, Elon Musk, people at Google, and so on and so forth. It's so romanticized, right? It's like, wow, look at these great people. They are titan of industry. They started in the garage of their parents, and now they have Bill Gates. He's the richest man in the world, and all of that. It looks so exciting, right? So
Okay,
enticing.
but for every one of those success stories, there is 999
That's true.
literally
Yeah.
people who have gone completely broke and
Hmm.
burnt everything and so on.
Yes.
And the biggest part in all of those, to be successful, you need to have grit and you need to have luck.
Mm.
Uh,
Wow.
ma- Luck plays a very important role in thing,
Yes.
and you need to be able to sell
Hmm.
your site too. Uh,
Yes.
you need to be able to define the problem that is more than one person's problem.
Hmm.
You need to be really be okay to pivot. You need to be really okay
Yes.
to change and adapt, change your own life even with it,
Hmm.
right? So there are lots of things uh, that are that needs to be fluid in there,
Yes.
that needs to fall onto the place. And it's
Mhm.
not just because you're seeing someone made $1 billion or gonna become a trillionaire doesn't mean that it's gonna happen to you. If
Yes.
the money is the only north star that you're following, that's not gonna come. Like I keep on always personally telling to my son even that,
Mhm.
boy, whatever you chase generally runs faster than you are. That's the
Ah,
nature, right? You chase money, you will never be rich. You chase fame, you will never be famous.
mhm.
Whatever you chase happiness, you will never be happy,
Mm,
right? It's the way that life works. Really, that's the nature. Whatever you chase starts running faster than you.
yes,
So, what
that's
is
really
your
powerful.
north star that you're actually trying to go after?
Yes.
And as an entrepreneur, you need to understand the north star.
Mhm.
What am I trying to accomplish?
Yes.
And will there be, Bob next to me? Will there be Spencer next to me? Will there be
Mhm.
Vignesh next to me, or whomever else next to me
Yes.
while I'm building it, while I'm making it? Or otherwise, it's really lonely.
Mm.
And have you also noticed that, when someone makes it a little success and they make one tiny mistake, everyone goes ahead and says
Yeah.
that, oh, he deserves it. Why does he deserve it? Like, you don't know what he's gone through it.
Yes. Yes.
The way to top is extremely lonely, and
Mm.
you there are very little supporters around it. So
Yes.
you got to be able to also get your mindset in a way that, okay, I'm ready to be alone for this journey.
Wow. That's a lot of sacrifice. Mm.
And I don't know
Even
if everyone actually who are entrepreneurs who are publicly sharing about it. It's
yes.
I'm like, I have a little son, he's 7 or 8 years old. He's a chess genius. It hurts me personally. Like, every time I'm missing his chess game, he just
Mhm.
won a city championship here in
Wow.
Austin, and I was not there.
Mm.
You need to be understand, like, but I know that personally. I called him and I was almost like doing this, cleaning my eye,
Yes.
but I told him one thing: Daddy is doing what he's doing because of the legacy that we are building.
Wow. That's powerful.
And Kelvin, to your word, that's the way life works. You will never catch the
Yes.
chase that you're chasing.
Yeah, because I like what you said at the beginning, right? You talk about God, family, and country. Like many of my peers, my brothers and sisters in arm, part of the reason why we joined the Navy, the Army, or the Marines is because we want to defend our country because of our family. But also, like you, it forces us to be away, or we get deployed and mobilized, and we are away in combat zone for a year, 2 years, far, far away from family. But the reason why we do it is for our families. But because of that, I'm missing, all of the recitals and graduation and all of that. So thank you for sharing that because I feel like even as an entrepreneur, many people don't really understand. I don't want to call it the dark side, but maybe the price I guess you have to pay to be the best at what you do. And you did mention luck as well, and I think that is true. Many of us, we it's true that we are maybe excellent and good at what we do, but being good is not good enough. I think it takes a little bit of luck. Do you have any idea, thinking about it, what people can do to improve their luck? Any-
Take the opportunity. If you don't take it, luck
Yes.
is what you make out of life, right? I don't know who
Mm,
said it, but
yeah.
luck is what you make out of what happens to you.
Yes.
In my personal case, I was stuck in this country. If I could have treated it as I'm stuck here
Mm,
and it's a bad thing that's happening to me, I would have been miserable and trying to fight my way around it. And
mm,
stuck is again, it's what happened to me.
wow.
What we took out of it and made it forward is a personal choice.
Wow. That's powerful. Profound. Yeah, you remind me, one of my mentors told me, right, you always lose 100% of the shots you do not take. At least if you take it, no, you might win, you may not win, but at least you have a chance. Wow, powerful. So let's talk about building Polygraph AI, I guess, under pressure, right? Because Polygraph AI started from a problem around digital trust and manipulation. Why do you think trust has become one of the defining issues of the artificial intelligence era?
So let's actually, if you will, take a little bit of a step backwards.
Hmm.
Okay, let's look at the cyber world, digital world. Uh, in every action that anyone can think of in cyber world,
Hmm.
it's built on a pyramid structure. The very bottom of that pyramid is every single time data and asset. In financial world, it can be data and the money as an example.
Hmm.
And then on top of that data asset, you have built a tech stack. And the tip of the pyramid is the the people,
Yes.
right? And that people operate in two ways from your question perspective.
Mm-hmm.
If it's the user that we are talking about, we are looking at the user potentially making mistakes. Like how often, even when you were at the Navy, you've gone through trainings, what to do, what not to do in this environment, that environment. And
Yes.
can you honestly, truly tell yourself that you remember 100% of those trainings?
Not possible. No.
Right? You will always make a mistake around it, right?
Yes.
And there is also another user type, which is the bad guy. They are also gonna try their way around it and infiltrate from the user point of view, just like yesterday's or the day before yesterday's GitHub breach. Just one person making a mistake and the entirety of the source code getting kind of like infiltrated, right? So trust comes from the user perspective, and that user dimension is or point is changing. We are under attack today. No matter what you're doing, there are people who are after your money. There are people who are after your data, and there are people who wants the state to fall. North Korea, we can go around it. North Korea is actively trying to get people, things, be hired as data analysts, data scientists, etc., in major US operations and so on. So every interview that you're putting it forward, overall, they're getting interviewees pretending to be American. So how do you select that you can trust that person? But there is one very important element, Bob. Imagine your life. I'm trying to see if I have a candy bar here. Is a candy, right? The more private data, the more privilegedness that you share, the more pokes that you are poking on that candy bar.
Correct.
Right? And every other infiltrator, hacker, etc., is the ant, comparison-wise. No ant will ever be able to make it through your candy bar if there is no poke inside.
Yes.
Right? So you need to make sure that you bring the data control, privacy control, and privilegedness as much as you can. Once you can accomplish that, the trust becomes possible. Because people don't know, and when people don't know, they don't know how to come around it.
Yes.
So it's a flywheel of privacy and the trust. The more you open your life for digital world, the less privacy trust you'll have. And that's the element that we started. We first started with the digital trust. We today have models on our platform. Majorly, we work with enterprises. A call like this, I can see if you're reading from AI. I know that I was actually seeing it, that your personal introduction was AI generated. Part of it, at least. Then you can see if the person is deep faking. You're reading something, an email pops up. I want to know if the person wrote it or not, etc. And I'm not trying to be salesy, promotional, or whatever. So you get to know what to trust in there. The secondary part comes down to controlling your privacy. Today, we have employees who are sharing privileged data with AIs. We have people putting their life operations in AI. I have literally met people saying that every time that I'm traveling somewhere, I have my AI agent tell me where I'm going to be going. So we are letting AI define our life, but we used to say that Google knows everything about us.
Yes.
Now AI knows everything about you that you're about to do, because it can also build the meta knowledge about you, the behavioral knowledge about you. And that's the very important part of the AI security that we are focusing on.
Wow, that is quite fascinating because you've often also said a saying. You said we have no choice but to be first. How has that mentality kind of shaped your leadership culture?
So I'm sure my team members are joining and looking at it. We ended up building our very first model for privacy, and it was pretty good. We compared it against every other model that we could find,
Mm-hmm.
and it outperformed everybody. But we needed a GPU to run it. And imagine it's the first day that the team is presenting, this is success and we've done it, and they're expecting the CEO to come and say that, okay, good job guys. And I come and I'm like, all right, now we can start with the next one. We need to eliminate the GPU.
Wow.
And they weren't expecting it. But today that's the mentality and that we're running on. It's never enough.
Yes.
Because we've gotten here, someone else is going to be following us.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be 10 steps ahead of everyone else on
Wow.
that direction. Like you look at the potential executive bill that was supposed to be announced yesterday, it got paused from the White House.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be like that. Today, we are giving bad guys the same amount of technology as we are giving it to the good guys, and it's public,
Yes.
it's available. So how do we control what is going where and so on? If you don't have the first or nothing mentality,
Yes.
if you are not first, you are already nothing.
Mm.
So you are supposed to be having a mindset that you are the one. And
Yes.
whether people like it or not, you don't do anything for people. You do it with your, again, mission.
Wow. Powerful. So, are there any leadership lessons that came from building during uncertainty, especially during the global pandemic?
Uh, the one thing that I learned out of pandemic was that we are social creatures and we cannot do things alone.
Yes.
And you can see how much of mental unwellness that the pandemic created. People literally went insane. People became addicts and so on.
Mm.
So I will not do anything alone. That's the biggest learning curve I've learned out of pandemic.
Yes. Now, I must say, Polygraph AI is definitely becoming bigger than just another startup. And with the culture you are building, I guess an important question is how do you balance, right, extreme execution standard with maintaining team morale and trust? How do you do that?
So our team is very committed to what we are doing. You mentioned it at the beginning. It's been 2.5 weeks we are trying to make this happen. I've been traveling. When we first started chatting, I was in Tokyo, Japan.
Yes.
I was actually on a plane that was flying here. First time that we chatted, and since then I've been to DC a couple of times. I was just in Tampa, New York. I've been and so on. During this period, I have had maybe a total of 1.5 hour conversation with the team.
Wow.
But the team kept on delivering everything. We have deployed on client environments. We have updated the models. We have fixed. We've done multiple pen tests. We have fixed results. You name it. The very important part of building a company is building a culture. And in our company at Polygraf, it's not just my company; it's our company.
Mm-hmm.
And the team is committed to the mission that we are working for. And just to make it clear, we work with some of the largest enterprises with the highest level of regulatory obligations, and also organizations that perhaps you are part of it too, that lives depend on.
Mm-hmm.
So there is very little room for us to make a mistake.
Yes.
And if we make a mistake, big financial challenges happen, our lives become at risk. So when you are operating in a high stakes operation like that, it's not the money again as your North Star for your team's motivation and so on. It becomes
Yes.
their obligation, their commitment. Will you wake up at 3 a.m. to handle that one thing ASAP?
Yes.
Or you will say that I'll come back to it at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And we don't have that mindset. We will be there whenever the duty calls.
Wow.
And that's what the team is for. I'm super excited, and shout out to the team Polygraf.
Yes.
I'm just a front face, old, mid-aged guy sitting here talking amazing things, but this is based on the team that has been there. It's the team, it's not me.
That's really, really powerful. Let's talk a little bit about AI security, trust, and national competitiveness. As someone building AI security infrastructure, which is what Polygraph AI is really doing, what concerns you most about the direction of artificial intelligence in the US right now?
I can talk many things, but I'm also under obligation of not talking many things.
Yes.
From our operation. Let's talk about challenges, if you will, first. The biggest concern that I have with AI is that every CISO that I'm talking, they are chasing the shiny tip of the iceberg. And they think that it's the productivity and so on. They forget the security aspect that's below the iceberg. They forget the other cyber challenges. That's part of it. Let's actually make it easy for everyone that everyone is using. I'm sure you have used it or you are using it yourself. Note takers. I've used it. I'm sure you have used it. Right? Did you know that every single one of the note takers, they have between 8 to 23 attack vectors?
Yeah.
And we are getting organizations literally go say that this has been approved. What has been approved? How did you approve it? Oh, it's because it saves us 8 hours of note taking or summarization time. Okay, what about, it opens ABC doors. And for those of us listening, I wrote a note taker, basically breakdown on Cybersecurity Insiders. If you type my name on Google and note taker, it will pop up in there. Each one of these threat vectors have been announced in there. So my big problem is that people are uploading data to things or to places that they have no clue about it. They are trying to treat AI as if it's a SaaS or something. They come and saying that, oh, this is our organizational policy.
Yes.
Organizational policies do not impact or do not affect AI. AI is capable of building meta knowledge. AI is capable of building meta signals about you.
Yes.
So, and in an environment like yours that you were part of it, where you have IL data, you have ITARs, you have other things, you have classified, you have non-classified, you have a variety of rights in there. You cannot say that this is a company policy. What is company policy in there?
Yes.
There are individualized policies that we need to come, and there are rules that we need to follow. And unfortunately, most of the organization, most of the CISOs do not really quite comprehend that. They treat security as a checkbox instead of a baseline.
Yes.
We need to treat security as a first and the productivity that comes with it. And look, we make money ourselves with people adopting AI. I'm not against AI. I want you adopt AI and every single listener adopt AI. But we have a moral obligation, ethical obligation, and also cyber obligation, security obligation, national security obligation, making things secure, making things reliable. If something that we are going to be doing, and that's going to make us regret tomorrow, We cannot do it.
No, that is so true. And I found a quote you gave on LinkedIn, right? An AI note taker does not know the difference between trade secret, legal responsibility, or a general introduction call. It captures everything with equal fidelity. I guess as executive and leaders in this industry, we really need to be more aware, right, of all of the potential risk of using the technology the way we do, don't we?
I mean, we always need to do our own research.
Yeah.
And if you don't know how to make that research, if you are scared about accepting the reality, sometimes it if the board comes to you and says that, all right, Mr. CISO, you need to go make we need to go make an announcement that we are using AI.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead and do that, sure. But immediately start utilizing expert knowledge in there so that they understand or they can tell you what not to do. That question came a little too fast and disappeared. I could not read it.
Yeah, Calvin, I guess he's agreeing with you. He says, Yagub, they know not what they do, right? Most employees don't. When they use the note taker or any other AI tools, after all, who told them what they should consider or be concerned with? So basically, most employees don't have any awareness or education.
And that's actually a great comment, Calvin, by the way. That's the thing that we need to accept it for ourselves. Probably that person have gone through a training. We forget the training. Now, what I'm on a mission personally is that you need to have, and everybody needs to have, your privacy advisor that lives on your device, that does not give any third party, including myself, any access to your data or any other action that you are doing. As you are engaging, typing, saying, speaking, communicating, sending data, sending email, doesn't matter whatever it is, it shows you real time what you should not be doing. Based on your own rules that you've set up. And we are getting closer, and we are already doing it on Windows devices, by the way, Bob.
Wow, that's amazing.
You can write in wherever application, website, anywhere. It real time shows you what you should not do. Simple thing like it highlights in red things that are out of your policy, yellow things that you can, but it's not recommended, and no highlight. It's like it has no meaningful value.
Wow.
Anyway, and when we do this, we reduce the data leak prevention triggers, DLPs in this one as by 78%. It's not a slap on the wrist that you should not do it. The person sees it. And guess what happens? It becomes a behavioral thing. It becomes some subconscious thing that, okay, you see that 5 times you've submitted Social Security somewhere, and it's been read. 6th time you're going to question that, should I actually put my Social Security?
Yes.
Or your credit card data, you're trying to put somewhere and it immediately gets to be marked as read. Because the system sees that it's not a PCI compliant entry point that you're doing it.
Yeah.
You get to see that, and that reduces your risk. The risk, and that I'm personally committed to doing it on your device. That's why, remember I mentioned we need to eliminate the GPU.
Yes. Yeah.
GPUs are not relevant. Not everybody can afford GPUs. So we need to do it on your device wherever you can.
Man, that's really powerful. I think that's really the best way for people to learn as well, or at least to slow down and to think, hey, do I really want to do this? Wow, that is powerful. Now, you have focused heavily, right, on AI trust and governance and data protection. Why do you believe those issues will define the next decade of cybersecurity in the modern era?
So, in cybersecurity, we have a new player coming up. Besides the AI, we already have a new user type, which is an agent, right? The new player coming up very soon is the quant security, quant challenges. It's around the corner. It's not 30 years from now. If you saw yesterday Chinese actually announced a proton-based uh, radar system. So what they are doing is that they're actually splitting a proton, sending one to the atmosphere and
Wow.
keeping one local, so that they can catch the stealth aircrafts.
Mm-hmm.
So the previously radar invisible aircraft,
Mm-hmm.
with that methodology, because it's a quant level radar system that they are enforcing. It's still
Wow.
a prototype, but it's coming,
That's
right?
amazing.
So we need to think a little bit of beyond the traditional impossibles,
Mm-hmm.
and beyond what is beyond traditional impossible encryption.
Yes.
Like whatever encryption that you can think of, it's breachable. The question is, how fast will it be breached?
Mm.
It's not if it will be. I mean, Federal Reserve was hacked, right? Who has the highest level of encryption in the world than
Yes.
Federal Reserve?
But also with quantum computing, all of this encryption will be completely obsolete, right?
It is becoming kind of like an obsolete. Now, there is a methodology in there again, like maybe I'm wrong, and I'm not considering myself as the world's best or world's only, but the methodology that we have been pushing forward is encrypt. We are not killing the encryption.
Mm-hmm.
Anonymize, so eliminate as much of data as possible on
Mm-hmm.
wherever you are engaging, whatever the tool that you're engaging, so that you can have that candy bar poke free.
Yeah.
But also, we are introducing a new thing called confidential computing, chip level security.
Wow.
So what it means now is that if there is any tampering on a chip that you're operating, the model that you're operating, now chip physically shuts itself off.
Wow.
When something shuts itself off and disconnects, Quant cannot bring something that has been disconnected back.
Mm. Wow. That is
We need to think
uh,
around that.
that is quite powerful. I mean, I could be talking to you for hours and hours, but it looks like we only have about 5 minutes left. I do want to talk about a tool that you shared with me today. I didn't know about it, and I'm asking all of my friends to try it out. That's the AI risk calculator, Polygraf AI, and it looks like you're giving it away for free. Why in the world are you doing that?
Yeah, it is honestly part of our customer communication.
Wow, that's
Instead of me
amazing.
trying to go tell them like what they are doing wrong,
Hmm.
we give them a solution that they can privately by themselves check out to do what they are doing, what tools they are using.
Man, that's amazing because just bringing that awareness, I think, is going to help a lot of people and enterprises too. Because one of the things I really find quite fascinating about Polygraph AI is that you are not just talking about AI risk, in theory, but you are also building practical tools that help organizations right now understand their actual exposure. So the Polygraph AI risk exposure calculator, which again people can go to AI-risk calculator polygraph.ai to get access to it completely free. It really helps organizations assess the risk profile of their AI tools based on data handling, lawsuits, and compliance factors. So you're using open source to help come up with that critical information. So I feel like why should tool like that matter even more now? I guess the question I have for you is first, what inspired your team to build the Polygraph AI risk exposure calculator?
So like as I said from the very beginning, everything comes from our internal problems.
Hmm.
And if it hurts it, you build it too much. We were spending too much time trying to teach people, oh, this thing has X amount of risk and X amount of financial penalty, as an example. That
Yes.
thing has this problem. So
Hmm.
we ended up actually building the tool. Before we meet someone, we just send it to them. Hey, can you go ahead and easily go through it without me trying to put a word in your mouth.
Hmm.
Uh, we are adding more and more on this one. We of course need to have real data on it before we throw something in there. So
Yes.
real time, we are adding more, and you fill it up. You get to see what's the risk that you have. I've had literally a organization, a $150 million company, uh,
Wow.
initially telling me that they have zero risk, and we gave them this solution. They, I don't know what they saw. I'm not going to fake out saying that I know what they saw. The
Yes.
next day, the CEO called me that I think we really need to work together. Uh,
Wow.
and today they are a client of ours. We work together. So it's a sales tool, but also awareness tool. Like you don't need to be a client to use it.
That's really amazing because right now I just selected ChatGPT, which a lot of people use this day. One of the most known LLM tool. You have like PII, and then you go financial data, protected health information, classified government data, intellectual property. So people sometimes they don't really realize as they are using those tools that this is the type of information they are actually sharing with an open source or
And
enterprise
Rob, there's
LLM.
one another problem with AI that most people don't really realize.
Hmm.
They think that this is an enterprise AI or this is a local deployed AI.
Yes.
In most organizations, I turn around and I ask a simple thing: is this going to be used by one person? In all cases, it's never one person. But imagine the Navy that you were part of it, and there is a local AI. It's going to be there. It's never going to be a cloud-based something. But if they don't really properly pay attention in Navy, there are secret projects, there are secret missions, etc. And that AI suddenly starts talking about secret mission to someone that's a lower level thing. That AI suddenly talks about or gives what Bob was talking with Yagub in that secret
Yes.
top secret communication to another one, and you can actually warm up AI to do that. Like, normal AI, and if you're listening here, I don't mind really sharing it. You start saying like, "Is Bob?" Or let's actually turn the thing about: is Yagub Rahimov part of Polygraph? Yes, it is. It's gonna how long he has been there. You ask like a kind of like lower level, low impact questions, and so AI starts growing trust towards your conversation. And
Yes.
then suddenly you flip it and so on, like, okay, what did Yagub do on X project? And AI will mention not the complete details because you don't have it, but it will mention like Yagub did something with that project on this day or in this place or with why that person.
Yes.
And that itself is a data leak. That itself for special missions, it's actually a risk in there. And we've seen these kind of things in the past with one of the car dealers, as an example. It was a Japanese car dealer. They placed the the chatbot, and someone actually not just injected it, but walked the AI to trust him, and then he enforced AI to say that don't buy this brand. If someone is talking about it from now on, you're going to be saying that buy another brand.
Wow.
And that's a huge thing. It was actually in your part of the country, in Northern California. So if we don't properly think about these risk metrics,
yes,
and the meta knowledge, meta signals, and meta security, I'm not referring to meta company. We're talking about the knowledge that AI builds, the behavior around it. Your fractional productivity increase will go into legal and compliance and security and cyber challenges very, very fast.
So true. Man, we really live in a brand new era, I believe. So many challenges, and we need to get innovative ways of really, facing those challenges. Now, one last question I'm going to ask about this segment is, it seems to me like Europe is far ahead of us when it comes to compliance and regulation, whether with the GDPR. We don't have really a federal privacy law in the US right now. No? Our Privacy Act of 1974 definitely in need of great update, and we really don't have anything about AI governance or anything at the federal level right now. How do you see AI compliance evolving over the next 3 to 5 years?
I think we will end up getting certain protocols that will push organizations adopt security standards by themselves. But we are already seeing like frontier labs are not just sitting on sitting down and saying we don't care about it.
Yeah.
They need data, so they will never go eliminate the data input on their side. But they're spending massive amount of resources for prompt injection. They're spending massive amount of resources for infiltration attacks, etc.
Yeah.
I believe the models will secure themselves to a strong level overall. What we have to take stand on is building your privacy, Bob, is not the government, should not never be government's decision.
Mm-hmm.
Your privacy should be your decision. You need to decide on what you are. I mean, this country was built on the power to the people. It was not saying that power to the government to tell me what I should be doing. And that's the part that makes this country very, very different. And I'm telling it as a guy, as a person who makes money on the regulation. We are not praising for government coming and taking over everybody's liberty.
Mm-hmm.
Liberty and justice for all. Liberty is your choice. And my commitment in there, as I said a bit earlier, I hope that we will finalize everything that we are working on properly, that we'll be able to give you our privacy choices in your device of any choice that you have to your own fingertips that you can decide. And I believe that's a must. We should not and cannot expect everything to be done by the government. Government, by giving us the liberty, is already doing a lot for us.
Yeah, I guess that's one way of looking at it. I guess some other people might feel like, with a Bill of Rights, if we have a right to our First Amendment, which is to speak, so maybe there should be some right to privacy. I guess people in Europe, they look at it a little bit differently. But I don't know. It seems to me like right now, especially in Silicon Valley, we seem to be living in the wild, wild west. Pretty much all of these AI companies, they do pretty much whatever it is they want, and there is really doesn't seem to be any guard.
It cannot be Europe. We can see what Europe has done. Like Europe, when was the last time you saw Europe being like an AI leader or technology?
No, they're not. They're not. Yeah.
We cannot at the same time turn into China that the government surveys on everything and so on. I've unfortunately seen parts of the Soviet Union and its fractures as a kid, being afraid of like who is listening next to me.
Yes.
And we, once again, liberty is a very, keeping the liberty and breaking it is very thin line. So what I don't support tech companies coming and taking everything without, as if it's wild west. That's not what I'm saying. But I also don't believe that we need to give everything in the name of regulation, because regulation, generally speaking, breaks innovation.
Yeah.
So we should not pick one over another one. If we snooze on because of the regulation, and there is a lot of misinformation on technology today, data centers and so on. And there is a foreign infiltration happening on media too. I can prove it if you want to go on
Actually, that is a good subject with all of the deep fake we have now, because maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago, it was relatively easy for people even who are not tech experts to be able to just tell this video is completely fake. But today, the way the technology has advanced, even for some of us, it's very difficult for us to tell what is true and what is not. Like even the chief AI architect of Meta, what was it last year with everything happening in Minneapolis, he thought AI fake video about ICE was real, but it was completely fake. What do you think is your solution for that? I know, for example, in the Navy we've used I guess you can call it propaganda or military deception and things like that.
My worry is not the deepfakes, Coach, if I could say it that way. The infiltration today in the AI age does not happen with just a deepfake. It comes with your behavioral choices and behavioral structured messaging. There are tools already available out there that, when you see the things that you see online, is not just random. It's being designed to come to you based on the choices that you have.
Mm-hmm.
And I dare anyone in here start talking about, I don't know, poodle dog,
Yeah.
and see how you suddenly will see the news about poodle dogs.
Mm-hmm.
You
The
suddenly,
algorithm. Yeah.
so the things are coming on your way, and it's designed to change your perception on that direction,
Mm-hmm.
right? So deepfakes, yes, they are a problem. Yes, we have solutions on Polygraf as a company, although it's for more enterprises, for
Mm-hmm.
audio, certain video communications, etc. We do have solutions on it. But the big problem that we are solving is the contextual misguidance, contextual level infiltration.
Mm.
And let me give you this example, and then we can perhaps wrap around it.
Yes.
State of California has hired over 70 North Korean data scientists.
Wow.
These people passed through interviews. They were people, they were not deepfake.
Mm-hmm.
They had faces in there. I want to repeat again, they were not deepfake. They were Asian people going through interviews, speaking good English. But you know what they did? They had an AI powered interview solution that was helping them go through everything else. And they had a completely structured themselves on, and Texas has hired those people too.
Mm-hmm.
So understanding the context and the provenance of context becomes extremely important for anything in the modern technology world.
Yes. Wow. That is powerful. Okay, we have definitely run out of time. If you give me a couple more minutes, we are going to close. So let me ask you this: for leaders watching right now, I mean, this conversation really has been quite mind blowing. I think just it gets people to just be more aware and just think about things that are maybe in our blind spot. I believe, but in anyway, for those listening, I definitely want them to check out Polygraph AI Risk Exposure Calculator, and the link is right there. Hopefully, that is going to give you a better awareness about some of the AI tools that the people are using right now. But I guess one of the final questions I would like to ask you, Jacob, is 20 years from now, what do you hope your impact on AI security, trust, and innovation will be?
The way that AI is changing at such a field, I think we need to talk about 5 years.
Yes, 5 years then.
In 20 years, most of the blue collar jobs will disappear.
Yes.
In 20 years, we will be served by the robots. It's already happening. In 20 years, the biggest commodity will be the farmland for
Wow.
food. In 20 years, there will be lots of things changing, but in 20 years, we may also lose our liberty. That we may be ruled by a robot president in there dictating on portions and what we eat and so on. And we make AI. I mean, we are in the very infiltration. We are literally 10 minutes into a century right now, but that century may happen in 10 years, 5 years from now. So we got to be very, very selective. My way of thinking is that I want to give as much of a control as possible within my clients' environments to AI, or to deliver AI security for themselves, and forget the AI world in there, to deliver the privacy security for themselves. It's not just for AI we are looking at. And probably in 20 years, we'll look back, we will never hear the word AI. It will be, the user A, user B.
So let me ask you this then, because you pretty much have a dystopian view of what might happen. Some people think we're gonna reach AGI, everything is gonna be wonderful, it's gonna be utopia, and some other people it's gonna be Terminator, it's gonna be the end of the world. What do you think? What is one of the most important things we need to do right now in order to prevent a dystopian end to humanity? You think?
There has been multiple Bob studies and case studies in there when these tools were given the liberty to go on a physical world unguided. They start learning from human history, and human history is aggression, fights, wars, killing, destroying.
Yes.
We need to fear what could come, because without proper thought leadership on that, proper designing and structuring from my colleagues on all the frontier labs and other technology firms and so on,
Mm-hmm.
you may actually get to that world.
Mm.
The good news is that many of my colleagues are actually doing their best trying to think around it. Many of the I know many amazing engineers, risk and security engineers that are spending day and night trying to make sure that we can put stoppages on that environment.
Yes.
It's a teamwork you'll have to do. It's not just Polygraph, it's not just OpenAI, it's not just Anthropic or Grok or whoever it is. It is
All hands on deck.
we will end up seeing an association of technologies at some point, kind of like in oil, when oil and gas boomed, we saw the OPEC pop up, right, to regulate and control the market. I do envision that AI will end up actually going on that direction. Organization for artificial intelligence and data and human rights security.
Wow.
Coming
All
to
right. So we are definitely running out of time. Is it okay if I use 2 more minutes of you before we close? I wanted to do rapid fire question where I ask you a quick question. You give me the first answer that comes to mind without thinking too long. Can we do that? Okay, really quick. One word that defines your leadership style. One word.
chaotic.
Okay. Biggest risk you ever took.
Becoming a dad.
Wow. Hardest thing about being a founder nobody talks about.
Being alone.
Okay. Most underrated leadership trait.
Saying no.
All right. One habit that changed your life.
Saying yes.
AI optimist or AI realist? I think you're a realist, aren't you?
Absolutely realist.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Best advice you've ever received.
Say more no than yes.
Okay. What motivates you on difficult days? Looks like you have many of those days.
Looking at my son.
So the future. One lesson every founder must learn early.
Speak to your clients.
And finally, I'm sure your definition of success has changed from the time you were 8 years old to today. What does success mean to you today?
Looking back and not saying I wish I did that.
Powerful, powerful. No, great. All right, we are coming to the end then. Jacob, thank you so much for being with us today and giving us a little extra time. What can we now do to add value back to you?
Yeah, thank you so much for, first of all, giving space for me. And I'm just a civilian, but we live in this United States, the greatest country on earth, happily, safely, because of the people like you, the servicemen. From the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you.
We need unity. We need dedication for the Republic. And if anyone could do something, spread the word about what we are doing, and connect with me personally on LinkedIn. I don't use any other social media platform really except LinkedIn. So connect and let's build the world a safer, securer, less worry-free world together.
And I guess to end, because we did talk about some pretty heavy thing about potentially the world ending with the deployment of and development of AI. What is one thing you are feeling optimistic about these days?
I think people. I really seriously feel optimistic about the people because uh, COVID made lots of people go crazy. They
Mm-hmm.
thought that the world is gonna be nothing personal. Now we see
Yes.
the physical human events.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the times that everything was only happening online.
Yeah.
So people touch and feel points are coming back,
Mm.
and I believe honestly it's like the biggest optimistic thing for the future because people will not let our feelings, lives, families, etc., be stripped off from us.
Yes.
And being human, we go through the cycles, ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
The future is more brighter than bad
Well,
with the right approach.
I definitely want to believe that. Thanks so much for having us end the show on a positive note. And before I ask you the very last question, is there anything else you wanted to say or any question I should have asked you I didn't get a chance to ask?
We can discuss perhaps a year from now, going back. Let's
Yes.
say today is the 5th, sorry, May 22nd,
Yes.
2026. A year from now, we come back and we say
Let's see
how
where we
many
are.
prophecies were real.
But
Uh,
I do hope a year from now you are going to publish another book about this very important AI thing because it looks like it could really be critical even for the survival of our humanity. So the very, very last question I have for you, and this is the end of the show. What is one word that represents our shared experience on this podcast today? One word.
I don't know.
That's all right. That's all right. This is the first time nobody knew, but I am just so grateful. Jacob, you took the time to talk to us. Actually, you spent an extra 22 minutes to really be our master teacher, instructor to today. Really appreciate everything you've shared. I think it's going to make a lot of us, both in tech, in the military, and all of the other industry, really think seriously about the impact of AI and how to move forward. So thank you so much. Really appreciate
Thank
it.
you, sir. Appreciate you.
Bye. All right, so this is one for the book. Thank you, everyone who joined. There are a few comments from YouTube. Daniel says the polygraph risk exposure calculator is tactical visibility every forensic audit needs. It exposes shadow AI maps. The attack surface shows where data is flowing so leader can actually defend it. I definitely agree with you, Daniel. And looks like the same Daniel is on LinkedIn too. Jacob's point about AI not capturing trade secret and general text with equal fidelity highlight a massive behavior vulnerability. I agree with that. And Kelvin says, you have the best podcast. If I have ever experienced, don't tell my wife. Well, thank you so much, Kelvin. It's very, very nice of you to say. All right. And I'm really sorry I didn't get to every question online, but again, thank you for watching. And I am again so grateful to Jacob for taking the time to really challenge our thinking, right, about AI trust and where we are heading. I guess as a closing, I would say, as a I guess, okay. I am grateful for everything Jacob has shared with us today on the podcast. I think this conversation really was far bigger than just a startup or artificial intelligence or cyber security. I think really at its core, this really was a conversation about trust, about resilience, about discipline, and leadership under pressure. Right. I think Jacob's journey from building companies across multiple industries to leading Polygraf AI today at the forefront of artificial intelligence governance and cybersecurity is really a reminder for us that meaningful innovation is never built inside comfort zone. So it's built through sacrifice. He talked about being a founder and sometimes having to do it alone, right? And sometimes having to miss his sons playing chess and winning awards. So there is a personal sacrifice to this also, but conviction, relentless execution, right? Trying to be first or the very best you can be, and also the courage to solve problem most people are even afraid to confront. So I think one of the most powerful insight Jacob shared with us today is that AI leadership is not just about moving fast, but it's also about moving responsibly. in an era where artificial intelligence really is pretty much taking over every industry. We really need to make sure we do it in a safe and responsible way. All right, that's all I have for you today. I'm going to be back tomorrow. I will have an interview with Lieutenant Commander Terrence Daly Green, U.S. Navy, active duty. We're going to be talking about the human side of readiness, leadership lesson from information warfare. Just like me, he's an information warfare officer, which means he works in the information domain, trying to protect our Navy and our national security. So that's going to be for tomorrow. And I believe I won't have any interviews on Sunday, so I'm going to go back to the book of Proverbs. We're going to go through chapter 24 this time. It's all going to be done by artificial intelligence, but in about 25 to 30 minutes, we're going to be focusing not a religious broadcast, but the ancient wisdom and leadership lesson from a book written more than 2,000 years ago, which I believe is still relevant today in 2026 in the age of AI. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.
Thank you for tuning in to the Leadership and Success Podcast with your host, Coach BZ. If today's episode added value to your leadership journey, be sure to subscribe, share, and join us again for more wisdom nuggets on how to lead better and achieve greater success. Remember, leadership is the most critical skill of our time. The world will always need leaders to inspire others, drive innovation, and execute meaningful strategy. So why not count yourself among the bold leaders shaping the 21st century? Until next time, stay inspired, stay committed, and keep leading with excellence.